Here in Los Angeles, we doing numbers. Finger on victory, straight out the puddle. I'm at the plug, introduced to my brothers. My squad superior, ain't none above us. We doing numbers. Gang in the building, we taking it over.
It's the NFL on EA Sports as you take a look there at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, PA. Today, it's week 4, and we've got what should be a great one here between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Philadelphia Eagles. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. Fielded just outside the goal line.
The Eagles take over first and 10 at their own 15-yard line.
Ready? Hey, smash Broncos! Ready?
They'll begin the drive with a run by Dillon. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Call it no gain on the game's first play, and it's second down now. Well, this defense for the Jaguars, they were excellent last week in the win over the Chargers.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
So after the run for no gain, here's second and 10. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He's going to look deep for Watkins. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Landon Collins. And the Jags are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line.
I really don't think you can fault the decision-making here because your offensive quarterback, they really had a big week last week, and you're ready for them to go again here. Not the anticipated result, of course, but you definitely understand why they did what they did. That quarterback's been hot. You want to keep the ball in his hands and see if he can keep the magic going.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up first and 10 at their own 46. And they'll run it. This is James Robinson. On the tackle, it was the West Virginia man, Kaiser White.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
And he's going to take this close to the first down marker as he stopped at the Eagles' 44. Give him 8 yards there. Still a few inches to go, though, as it'll be third down at about the length of the football. Could be 4-down territory even if they don't get this, but they need just a few inches here on third. They'll run with ETN. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 10 yards there, good enough for a Jags first down. A couple of nice carries back-to-back here, establishing the ground game a bit.
Yeah, these aren't bare-bones runs now. I mean, they're getting substantial yardage, the kind of yards you're looking for, right? Let's go ahead and use a cliche. Stay ahead of the change, right? Five or more yards each time. That's what you're looking for in setting a tone and getting your offensive line going.
Good sign on the opening drive. Completes it to Evan Ingram. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. On play action, Lawrence. And they're going to get to him, a sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line. Kaiser White, the former safety, gets the sack.
That I'm struggling to understand a little bit. That close to the goal line, first down, Run the football. If you want to throw it, throw some play action on second down.
Hey, stop.
On second and goal, Lawrence. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
It hasn't been a real good start to this game from a defensive perspective, but now after the incompletion on second down, things may be changing. If they can come up with one more play, they might be able to get out of it with just a field goal attempt.
Big play coming here. It's third and goal. And now the Eagles going to signal for a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
You ready?
6 plays got him down here. This is play number 7, third and goal. Here's Lawrence. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. He's at the 50, the 30, 10, 5, and he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD. Elliott good with a PAT, and that makes the score 7-0. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick-6, and now the kick is away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Last time, everything looked pretty good except that final play on the pick-6, and now they've got to come right back out here, Charles, and try to pick up the pieces and get things going again.
Yeah, it certainly seems dire, doesn't it? But there is a silver lining, and it is hard to see so soon after that touchdown. But the game plan was definitely working. They were generating offense, had the ball beyond midfield, getting wins on each down against the defense. So they are moving it well. They just have to hang on to it.
Yeah, as you said, though, probably tough to remember those good things on that last drive when it ended like it did. Throwing again on second and 10. Lawrence. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's third down.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on first and second down, bring up third and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
Now they face a third and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Now Lawrence to throw. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't get in.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things, get back to what works.
On fourth down, on is Logan Cook to punt. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And it's fielded at the 34. I call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And it will be Eagles football, first and 10. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out first and 10. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards, second down.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
The last run good for 2. Here's second and 8. They'll drop to throw. And this is caught by Watkins. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. 14 yards there and an Eagle first down.
And that's how you shake off the interception you threw on the opening drive. Come back and throw another strike and gain nice yardage. And I give credit to two people on this one. The man throwing the ball and the person calling the plays. They're not shutting him down early in this game.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. They go play action here on first down. This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Andre Sisco. And the Jaguars are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training. So he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
They go play action with Lawrence. Throw left side, complete to Ingram. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line. From the 44, Lawrence. He targets Ingram for another grab. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line. On 1st and 10, it's Lawrence. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Jordan Davis in there to drop him, and that will go in the books as the first sack of his young NFL career. Congratulations, young man. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. From the gun, it's Lawrence. His throw incomplete.
Partner, I think it's high time to get him some passes that he's comfortable with. Some easy throws, some completions. He's not even hitting the 50% thus far.
Well, certainly that has played a big role into why they are trailing right now. This offense so far on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and forever. Looking to throw, Lawrence. And incomplete on the deep ball.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up 4th down.
That's leaking to the right, and he missed it by a foot or 2. It's no good, and this will stay at a 7-point game.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. The drive starts with a carry by Dillon. And he's across the 45. It'll be 2nd down.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
Here's 2nd and 8. Open man, that's Devontae Smith. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. The Eagles at 2-1 now to start the campaign. They come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Brought to the ground by the linebacker, Foye Oluokun.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw up a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
The job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's 2nd and 20. And he's going to go down again. Josh Allen. He's the one that drops him this go-around, and that pass rush getting strong here. Back-to-back sacks.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. They're going to look to throw. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Trayvon Walker. The offensive line is in tatters as that's now 3 sacks in 3 plays. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. On the return, here's Agnew. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. 35 yards that time on the punt. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline, they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Lawrence will throw, and that's complete to ETN out of the backfield. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On 3rd down, Lawrence. And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. Josh Sweat rushing in and bringing him down to the ground. But he continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure, and these sacks, they're starting to pile up.
And if they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game.
The Eagles take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And they've got themselves a 7-0 lead here, but that, you recall, was a defensive touchdown, so still nothing as of yet for this offense.
Well, they're happy to have the lead. We got to cut them a little bit of slack. It's still early enough, just a couple of drives so far, but if this one goes nowhere, those adjustments that we talk about, they shouldn't wait for halftime. They should go ahead and start working on them right now.
On 2nd down, another run for Dillon. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
They'll try and run for the first with Dillon. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 4 yards on the pickup, good enough to extend the drive.
That's about what you would expect since they're so efficient on picking up 3rd downs in the top 5 in the NFL. It's all a mindset, and I'm guarantee you, it started in the offseason. 3rd down's important to them. They find a way to pick them up at a very good clip.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Watkins. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It'll be a gain of 16 for number 16. 2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. Again, that's Watkins. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. It's a gain of 35. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A great play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Eagles will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Elliott good on the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And that one bounces out of the back of the end zone, so we'll start the drive at the 25 on the touchback. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Well, not much time remains here in this first half. We'll see if they can get something out of this drive, at least a field goal. They could certainly use it down by 2 scores. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. So 8 yards on the completion there, and that'll bring up a 2nd down and just a couple.
And they'll use him out of the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Lawrence. And his throw here is incomplete.
Well, you know me, whether you need it or not, I'm going to give a little unsolicited advice. Just throw it downfield out of the pocket, only if you're absolutely sure. Otherwise, use your running ability and try and get those yards a safer way.
3rd and 2, now Lawrence. And the pass is intercepted. He was looking for Ingram. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over. An unfortunate sequence there. Try to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
And that one into the hands of Brown downfield. Down inside the 10. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. A big play that time on the catch and run. 38 yards.
They started this drive with terrific field position, and it's going to get even better after that play. Had great options with where they started, so they decided to press their advantage, and it paid off.
60 boxes, 60 boxes. Go, Reed, go.
They'll run here with Dillon. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on second and goal. He'll look to throw. And this is going to be intercepted. And the Jags are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points no matter what. At worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. That's sack courtesy of the effort of Hassan Reddick. And now a timeout defensively after that first down play. So they're going to make this offense sweat out half number 1.
Hey, stand up.
Final play of the half. It's Lawrence. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go.
And this drive is almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on first down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. A final shot before break. Lawrence completing it here to Marvin Jones. And he'll be taken down, but they've got this one up to the 35-yard line. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Garden, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Jaguars with work to do. They trail here as we are back underway on EA Sports. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now Lawrence gets this quickly to Ingram.
And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Lawrence. He'll get this out to the flat for Etienne. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Hey, stop it.
Throwing again here. It's Lawrence. And his throw is incomplete.
Just what they need, a lecture from me, but subpar offense is what helped get them into this spot. And now they're continuing the trend with incompletions. That won't get them out of it if they don't change something soon.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Etienne up the middle. And this defense not ready for that one as he'll take this down inside the 25. That one good for a gain of 13 for Jacksonville and a 1st down.
Some big plays in the passing game on this drive, and here's one out of the running game. So the passing game loosening things up. Now there's room to roam.
On 1st down, right back to Etienne. And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line.
Hey, stop. Alert. Hey, exit. Hey, you.
On 2nd and 11 now. Lawrence, flush to his right. Well, that's the 3rd interception for Lawrence. Darius Slay with a pick. And the Eagles are going to take over here on the INT at their own 5-yard line.
And that has to be a little bit discouraging because after all their halftime talk, adjustments, and points of emphasis, their first drive ends with an interception. Absolutely aggravating if you're a head coach because you spent all that time, gone through every situation possible, and it still ends in a turnover.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. Dillon now on 1st and 10. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
On 2nd down, another run for Dillon. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
And he gets this one just shy of the 35 to the 34. 46 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
Hey, check that.
Again, it's Dillon. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. 2nd down coming up.
Not a lot of running room there. Not a place to make a cut and kind of exit out because they had everything bottled up. Looked to me like the linemen were taking on their blocks really well and giving up no creases.
Bronco switch. Ready.
On 2nd down, Dillon. And he'll get about 3 out of that up to the 39-yard line. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
He'll look to throw. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a 1st down.
At this point, this offense feels like they could just roll out anything, and it would work. They are certainly in no hurry for this one to end. Not when they can rack up some stats and continue to add to their lead.
Edwards now on 1st and 10. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Here's Edwards again on 2nd down.
And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the plays we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Going deep here for Watkins. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
One thing that offensive guys stress when they throw the deep ball, you're just counting on your receiver to find it, adjust before the defensive back can get his head around. In this case, though, the DB matched it move for move and knocked it away.
And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. And that will extend their lead even further.
Well, whatever was said in the locker room during the break must have worked. They forced the turnover. They didn't get the touchdown, Charles, but it does translate into 3 points to begin this second half.
Exactly as they discussed in the locker room at halftime. Get some points to get things kick-started. Now start your half off with some momentum. Gives you something to build on for your next possession.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in this second half.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10.
Lawrence.
And this time he's got the hookup. It's complete.
Finding room at midfield. Down the right sideline. Travis Etienne.
Touchdown, Jaguars.
Well, forget about the weapons out wide. He knows he's got another weapon in the backfield of the passing game, Charles, and he utilized him perfectly on that play.
And the offense coordinator showed me something on that play, Brandon, because so often during a game, our cameras find them looking down at their play sheets, and you wonder if they're absorbing anything. He had something specific in mind, and he went to it, and it worked well.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
Well, you most certainly don't want to go 3 and out here and get the football right back because your friend, Old Momentum, he's wondering if he should change sidelines about right now. And if you don't convert here, guess what? He's going to make the trek to the opposite side, and all of a sudden, you've got a battle on your hands.
And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play as we'll get a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
19 tight, 19 tight.
Blitz forthcoming as he'll look to throw. He's got a man, complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. The defense shaking their heads, not aggressive enough, and they allow him to convert a 3rd and 18. We have played 3 quarters. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Ready? 19 driver, 19 driver, 60. Ready?
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Josh Allen picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them.
Under pressure, they got him again. Josh Allen in there again as he's able to pick up sacks on both 1st and 2nd down.
Okay, let's go back a little bit and see if my schooling comes to the front. What's that old saying? Those who forget the lessons of history are doomed to repeat them. That's the same guy who's gotten back-to-back sacks. I think a double team may be in order.
Here we go.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Back to throw here. And the pressure gets to him again. Foyesade Aluakin. That's now back-to-back sacks, and it brings up 4th down. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in 1 game.
Yeah, that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
The Jaguars take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Well, still a long way to go, but trending upward. They scored the last time out, you remember. Then their defense forced the punt. Now they try to inch closer, but still ultimately down 2 scores in the final quarter. This one complete to Christian Kirk. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. So the big play moves them all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. Now Lawrence to throw. And that is incomplete.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
On 2nd and 10. Lawrence hit and the ball is free. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And they get the football. They set up shop at their own 49-yard line. A little careless with the football, and he also had a fumble loss last week, didn't he?
He certainly did, and when I'm watching him play, the one thing that comes to mind is always remember, traffic, turbulence, people around you, 2 hands. Get 2 hands on the ball. Grip it tight. I know it looks cool to have it in one hand. Put it away, tuck it away, because you've got to take care of the ball.
And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by Tyson Campbell. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, part of this defense now with multiple interceptions in this game, but this time they say turnabout is fair play because, remember, they had a pick-6 on the other side, and now they get a pick-6 of their own.
Yeah, they actually added to some of their nice play throughout this ball game. A good effort by them to secure another interception on this one. A better effort to take it all the way back for 6. And how about an exceptional effort to match their opposition's pick six from earlier in this game.
Taken in at the 3. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And now this fourth quarter becoming very interesting. That pick six makes this a one-score game. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how aggressive they choose to be. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
And I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
And this one will go to the 28-yard line.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Well, they didn't accomplish their goal. They didn't get a stop there, gave up another first down. They have all 3 timeouts in their pocket. I think defensively, you got to start thinking about using them here.
I was just going to ask you at what point you think now's the go time?
I think now's the go time. I don't think you sit back and wait because they can take a lot of time off the clock between plays and run 3 to 4 and really put you in a stressful spot.
It's rare that a man his size can at least push forward for a yard, but they stopped him there for nothing.
You're talking about Tiny? You talking about the little guy back there? That monster. Yeah, you're exactly right. And it takes a group effort to get a guy like that down and not let him find some space. The first guy in, he's got to take one for the team, right? Because he's just waiting there and holding on for everyone else to help him out.
18 Cardinals, 18 Cardinals, 19 Lions.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by Andre Sisco.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. This game, it's been defensively oriented on both sides. So I guess it stands to reason that the play of the game comes on defense.
So it's my kind of game. You know that. Anytime we have a defensive battle, but that, as you said, it stands to reason that's the way the game tilted. Someone had to make a big play, and the way the defenses were dominating, that's exactly what we got.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And able to get this out to the 25.
Let's go now.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And they have to try and move past that pick six because now they're dealing with a fourth quarter deficit. And they need this drive to end in points.
They'll start this drive out on the ground.
All right, so they got that one, Charles, against the center.
And let's remember how difficult it is for the center because, remember, he's got to snap the ball to put the play in motion. And sometimes you got that big guy on your nose. You got sometimes where he's coming at you at an angle. It's a difficult job for him to snap the ball and then execute his block.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty.
60 Bobcats, 60 Bobcats. 70 Rangers, 70 Rangers.
Back to throw. And this one complete to Smith. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a first down.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
One play has him up past the 40 already and another 1st and 10.
Check, Panther. Let's go.
Running left is Dillon. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. That's a heck of an effort from Josh Allen getting in there defensively.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Here we go on 2nd and 12. Flushed out right. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete. Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
A swing pass here to Edwards. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done.
Here we go. Cougar 19. Flat.
They'll try the left side with Dillon. Oh, and that one well designed as he'll take this down to the 30-yard line. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last two plays. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They run again with Dillon. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. They run once more with Dillon. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. 77 yards for him on the ground now on 18 carries.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Ready.
A give for Dillon running right. He will push his way down to about the 14. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 ticks remaining on the clock.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker. Second down at 7. He'll look to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has now received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
Come on.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
19, 19.
Back to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Trayvon Walker in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. It doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
we go, here we go. Hit it.
Down to a knee for the Jags. Victory seemingly in hand.
Well, somebody lit a fire under that offense during the break, Charles. Remember, they trailed at intermission. They come out, they have the big second half, and that lifts them to the victory.
And Brandon, trailing at halftime, we always talk about teams making adjustments. You know what the best adjustments usually are? It's just executing better. Because the game plan you put in place at the beginning of the week often still holds. You don't have to make wholesale changes. You just have to do it a little bit better, a little cleaner. And they did that in the second half, and that led them to victory.
So for the Jaguars, it'll be a 500 start as the win gets them back to 2-2. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Houston Texans. Meanwhile, for Philadelphia, they also will exit this one at 2-2. And they'll try to rebound next week as they head to Glendale to take on the Cardinals.
What I never do. How you supposed to walk with me? I'm 80 steps ahead of you. My mind is on Socrates, all my bars on Rubik's Cube. Every time I do it, I just have to do it beautiful. I can't let this moment pass. Yeah, I know my time is now. Know my mama proud of me, and my grandma smiling down. Every time I turn it up, whole crowd be wilding out. Matter of fact, let me see your hands. Look, I saw my shot and I took it. I couldn't do it different. Couldn't afford to stop it.